where did we go the other day? Went to Jimmy John's, and we drove past the place where was a swamp, and we had the car window open, and it smelled like a hot swamp.
Yeah,
you can imagine what that smells like. Yeah.
For whatever reason, when you find yourself in a swamp, I feel like it's not ever cold. Like, have you ever been to a cold swamp?
Hey, babe, you want me to go down to the hot swamp?
Well, where's the cold swamp? Is there a cold swamp? I mean, there's got to be, right?
Well, no, because you wouldn't have, like, the plant growth as part of the swampiness. I think if it was cold, you wouldn't have the overgrowth that comes with swamp.
Yeah, but plants grow in the cold. There's cold plants. Like, there's plants in Canada. There's a lot. In fact, some of the swamps I was in were in Canada.
Well, so then you were there at a cold swamp. So what are you asking me for?
But I was there in the summer when it was hot. I was never there in the cold.
That should have been a question you asked them up there.
Well, I didn't think of it.
You were like, so what's all this like when it's cold?
Maybe I should go back to the swamp. In Canada, back to the Canadian swamp, just to ask this question.
That sounds like something a MAGA would yell at you. Go back to your swamp.
Go back to the cold swamp.
There was a transphobe who didn't want to talk to me, and they never say it's because I'm trans. They always come up with
they can't because they're cowards. Yeah,
right. He says, "Oh, she's way too young. I want to talk to someone who's more mature." I'm like, "Bitch, I'm like the second oldest person in this department. Shut the fuck up." I guess I could take it as a compliment, you know.
No, you shouldn't. You should take it as the bigotry it is, and then the cowardice and the lie. Like, yeah, it's like the dishonesty and the cowardice also. So there's nothing to be complimented about. That's not a compliment. That's an embarrassment.
He was like, oh, what excuse could I come up with? Oh, yeah, she's too young.
He called you she, at least, I guess.
One person had trouble understanding me was the excuse, and I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, what are you talking about? And then the woman was like, I really want someone with more business experience. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what any one of us does. I was like, on the Chamber of Commerce. I was on the board of the Chamber of Commerce. Like, how much more businessy can I get for you? At least do your research before you lie about it. Oh, I want someone with more business experience. Those bigots are real good at doing their own research. Oh, yeah, they're doing their own research.
They're all about it. They're all about research. They're real good at it. Like, do your own research. Well, I did watch a YouTube video, man, in a truck talking about some shit. Really sold me.
Oh, yeah, like the thing where he's like in his truck. He's in his truck and the camera's here and he's not looking. He's like, I just got to talk to you about America. Right? All right. I'm just amazed that more Nazis.
I got to tell you about something.
When they get in their car and they start driving, it's like, I got a real important message. I got a videotape to get out there. I'm going to get my car and drive somewhere and record it while I'm driving. It's like, okay. I'm surprised more Nazis aren't dying because they always wear masks when they go out at these events to protest. And I could have swore that having a mask on your face is the number one reason Republicans couldn't wear a mask during COVID, because it was impossible to breathe with a piece of cloth over your face. But now it seems like
it is impossible to breathe. That's why every surgeon dies, like in the middle of surgery.
It's the great. That's why it's such a brave. Breathe.
They're like, this surgery is so hard.
Must install vagina before I die.
Must mutilate child. I'm coming, Satan. I'm coming.
The political things have started coming on YouTube, and it's like, here, I'm going to write you a Republican commercial. Name your opponent, 3 lies about what they're going to do. Don't mention anything you're going to do. Done. There you go. You're just like, I'm your Republican for Congress. So-and-so wants to release every dangerous criminal into the street and blow up the economy with socialism. Can we really afford the extreme liberal agenda? I'm David Hirschfeld, and I'm going to be your congressman. And it's like, okay, David Hirschfeld. That's probably a little too Jewish a name for a Republican anymore, but you get what I'm saying.
Well, if he's smart like Ted Cruz, he'll change it.
Ted Cruzfeld. It's actually
Cruzstein.
It used to be Cruzstein.
Raphael Ira Cruzstein.
I don't know if you follow the news from back home, but Governor Evers back in Wisconsin, they have a veto where the governor can veto stuff by crossing out.
Yeah, he made like schools. He funded schools for 150 years.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like from 2024 to 2025, and he just changed it to 24-25.
That's awesome.
I love that. And then also the Republicans wanted $10 million for money to be sent to Milwaukee for prep for the Republican convention, and he crossed out the zero and made it $1 million. And then it was supposed to be only for that summer, and he crossed out that limitation too. I was like, I would have crossed out the $1 million and set aside $10. Like, there you go.
Here's $10.
$10. You can get the non-free version of Grindr, which is what most Republicans are going to need for the convention.
They've all got it already. Don't you worry about that.
Don't you worry about that.
That's the thing, is like all my friends in sex work, that's their money season, is the Republicans
National
are coming. Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Yeah, so that's the kind of stuff like I wish Democrats would do instead of like reaching across the aisle.
Just be on Grindr more?
Yeah. God, yeah. How great would that be?
I wish Democrats would have more transgender porn in their phones, like Alex Jones.
Like Alex Jones. Oh, I was doing research. God damn it. They're trying to twist my words. I was doing research. I drank a cup of water and now I want to fuck trans women.
They stuck it into my phone.
They're like, okay. He's like the unincredible Hulk.
I can't believe what's happening to this country.
Welcome to being trans. Oh, did you just burp? No. Did you just burp?
You gave that to me right when the burp came out.
Welcome to Burping Trans.
No. Okay. Give me a second. And I am going to go get more coffee. Right? Let me get a cup of coffee. I'll come back. We can intro in, okay?
Welcome to Burping Trans.
Oh, this is.
We're there. We're on the way.
It's definitely going in. I mean, how can I not?
That's a pull-out. That's a great pull-out.
It's a burp. Yeah. It's a burp. Burps are funny. Bodily functions are funny.
I laugh when I come, so yeah. It's for real. What can I say?
I know.
It's the kind of girl I am.
God damn.
Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4.
I definitely didn't do that.
That's totally all right. That
is all right. I feel okay.
I've been taught how to breathe by breathing masters. Old school European breathing masters. So.
Old school European breathing master.
Yeah, they took me under their wing. They taught me how to breathe.
And I believe we have a title.
Welcome, y'all, to Being Trans with Lilith and Amanda. I'm Lilith, that's Amanda, and we're here for another episode of answering questions and support for our trans community, but also fun. And Amanda says she's got something up her sleeve for me, so I do.
I don't know about you, but if you're in the world,
I am.
It's hot out.
It's incredibly hot.
It's a record-breaking heat wave.
Yeah.
But here's the good news is it's a fluke thing. There's nothing to worry about. Tell all the governments of the world and the people in charge of, organizing society, I implore you not to take any action. This is a one-off. Yeah. It's just once in a lifetime, once in a Earth lifetime fluke. It'll never be this hot again. Never. It's all just a one thing. It's just a crazy thing. And we know this because that one Republican senator guy brought a snowball into Congress. And so we know that global warming isn't real because he brought a snowball into the chambers. Yeah. So there we go. There you go. There you have it. Everything else is ridiculous.
It's easy as cake. A cake that you baked in your mailbox because it was so hot out.
Honestly, the best thing you could do is you could go buy up, remember when they bought up all that gasoline and were putting it in garbage bags in their trunk?
Yeah. That happened.
Do that.
I drove
just light it on fire. It's good to just light it on fire. Just light bags of gasoline on fire. That's going to be, because you can, because it's not related to this.
First of all,
heat wave is not related.
Here's the first reason you should fill a plastic garbage bin with gas and then light it on fire. One, Joe Biden doesn't want you to do that.
That's
and
true.
Who does Joe Biden think he is telling me I can't light a plastic bin full of gasoline on fire?
He wants to take away your freedom.
He wants to take away everything. Pretty soon, we're going to have to be drinking plant-based beer thanks to Joe Biden.
Oh, can you imagine the horrors?
The horror.
My beer ain't got no beef in it.
It's got no meat.
Remember the good old days when beer was chunks of meat and chunks of pork in it. 3 ingredients of beer is malt, barley, and beef gravy. That's the secret ingredient that makes Miller High Life the champagne of beers is beef gravy.
Before everyone got all upset about how they looked and we had to drink Bud Light, I remember in the 70s we drank Bud Locks. And it was Bud with chunks of salmon in it, and it was amazing.
That's when men were men.
Men were men drinking Bud Locks.
Ways to beat the heat. There's a website, Foreo.com has provided us with 20 ways to beat the heat. We're not going to go through all 20 because some of them are actually legitimate, but we're going to go through a handful of what I curated these to pick out and filter through my favorites here.
The most illegitimate is what I'm getting for you. This is,
I don't know who Foreo.com is, but I've never heard of them before. I just typed 20 ways to beat the heat into Google, and that came up. And I think it would be some of the most pragmatic, realistic ways you can do. Like, because like I said, it's not real. It's not going to last forever. It's just once. So we just got to do this one time.
Just this one time.
And then we'll get back to normal, and then pretty soon, before you know it, there'll be pumpkin spice lattes and
it's almost here. It's almost here.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray.
Yeah. Oh, freeze your smoothies.
But this is a tip from Foreo.com. Freeze your smoothies. Can you think of a yummier way to cool down than eating a cold, delicious treat? There are plenty of sweet frozen goodies to indulge in. Berries and other fruits are both nutritious and delicious. Moreover, freeze your smoothies or juices for a healthy snack you can always have on hand. Hey, what's that in your pocket, Lilith? Is that 6 frozen smoothies?
No, I'm just happy to see you.
What do you have in your purse there? Oh, that's just my frozen smoothies. I can keep them. I take them everywhere.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I just have a bowl of ice cream?
I'm just glad someone finally thought to do this because I was so sick and tired of those hot, like boiling hot smoothies where I'm like, I'm going to drink my smoothie and I'm like, and you have to blow on it.
Yeah.
Now someone finds, a cold smoothie, a frozen smoothie. And that's a good thing because you can't drink it. Like, I guess you can eat it with a spoon, but I like the idea that you can take it anywhere.
It also looks like the berries were in the freezer, and
doesn't it?
You just keep the berries in the fridge. Like, they don't have to be frozen. It can be hard to eat if they're frozen.
Well, they do if you want to freeze it. They do to be frozen.
You don't put the berries in, you don't put whole berries and then freeze it with whole berries on top. You just put whole berries on at the end.
I mean, I'm with you there.
Okay,
but I think, yeah. Well, but that's tip number, that's a tip.
Yeah.
Sleep like an Egyptian, Lilith. Have you ever thought of that?
Well, I've been walking like an Egyptian since 1984, so I guess I could try sleeping like one as well.
Try sleep like an ancient Egyptians were ahead of their time in many things, including sleep techniques. To cool themselves off, they would soak their blankets in cold water before bed. You can improve on this method by pointing a fan at yourself while you sleep. The water from the damp towel or sheet lying on top of you will evaporate and cool you off in the process. Additionally, you can put a dry towel under your bed, to avoid soaking the bed.
Yeah, I was going to say, that sounds like a great mold factory you got going on there. Just like putting a wet sheet on your mattress.
A wet blanket, like a literal wet blanket. No one's ever thought of the idea of a wet blanket, and there's no phrase that exists in English, and it's certainly not like what's the word for that, where it's a saying, where it's like a pejorative that's used to describe a bad time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there is one, but they want you to use a wet blanket.
If I've already got a fan pointing at me as I sleep, is that not cool enough?
Barely not. That's not cool enough. This is how to beat the heat. This is how the Egyptians did it. It was Cleopatra. Cleopatra had a wet blanket. That's what they always said. Oh, Cleopatra's coming.
She's a real wet blanket.
Sleep naked. Start a water fight.
I'm sorry.
Start a water fight.
Are you just moving on? Are you just moving on?
Did you want to sleep? Did you want to talk more about sleeping like an Egyptian?
I was just going to say, like, just sleep naked with all your tattoos visible to God and turn a fan on.
Tattoos will keep you cool.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I'm the coolest person.
Honestly, you might as well. Like, you'll be surprised what's coming up. So, like,
oh yeah,
start a water fight. Cooling off while having fun. Count me in. Prepare your water guns and water balloons. Hide your electronic devices and pick an opponent. And don't worry about the wet floors or cabinets. The best part is that everything will dry really fast thanks to the heat. Yeah. So just like spray your hose in your kitchen. Just get water everywhere.
Everyone is clearly outside, Amanda. Come on.
But I like that advice, though. I like first hide your electronic devices. So, you're going to have to take your TV off the wall mount, like get all your speakers out. You're going to have to keep your microwave. You're going to have to unplug that, put it away, put it somewhere safe. Your refrigerator, get rid of it. All your computers, all your laptops, take them outside, and then just start get your water balloons and have a fight. And don't worry about it, Lilith, because the heat's gonna dry it.
First of all, this is a great idea. Second of all,
great idea.
Here's the thing. One of the incredibly rare happy moments in my childhood. So when I was before I had siblings. Or I might have had a younger brother, so I was like 6 or 7. We lived in an apartment complex where there was an apartment building on each side, like a quad apartment building, and then in the middle was a parking lot. And one day, it was like this, we had a big water battle between the two apartments in the parking lot. And it wasn't just the kids, though. Like, the parents were involved. It was like a huge thing. We were throwing water balloons, hoses, everything. And my mom and I filled up like a 30-gallon garbage bin, and we were on the second floor, and we dumped it onto someone from the balcony, and it was tremendous. And so
it was a wonderful time. Just that sounds like a delightful time. But see, that was outside.
Yeah,
that was like outside.
Yeah,
that was in a parking lot. That's not right. You had to do this in your house.
I think there should also be a thing where you get everyone's consent first, because I don't want to be running around in America in 2023 pointing things at people and shooting them and assuming that it's going to be okay.
I think that's a whimsical element that I think maybe the author of this article maybe didn't consider. Yeah. This especially in fact, this would work great in a police station. Like, do that in a police station.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the wet cops. Don't worry about the floors and the cabinets. Just start spraying them with a water gun.
Yeah.
Especially like a black one that looks like you maybe bought it at the store. Like, because police, they've never mistaken a water gun for a real gun ever.
Other than that, this is a great idea. I love water fights. I love fights. Water balloon fights. I would say I wouldn't write an article like I came up with that idea, though.
Start a water fight. No one. It's the Zoram.com or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot what YOLO.com.
Forio.
Forio might be Zolo, Zulu.
Yeah, but I mean,
Zombo.com.
This is like we know how to have water fights. Okay, cool, thanks.
The otherworldly cooling experience. Can't escape the heat.
Ice cubes in your butthole.
Focus on the pulse points, Lilith. Focus on your pulse points. Wrist, neck, inside of your elbows and knees, or the tops of your feet. A sensational, mess-free way to do this by using UFO or UFO 2. These incredible beauty tech devices have cooling therapy built in, and you can control them through your Forio for You app. So these are items that are sold by the website. It took them to number 5 to hork their wares. But they, fortunately for you, Forio of Forio.com fame has a device specifically that, and if you look at the picture here, it's the typical modelish woman, like having just frolicking and laughing, and she's got like a disc kind of on her face, which looks like it's a kind of a fan, like it looks like the back of a hairdryer kind of.
Yeah.
And she's got that and she's just pressing it on the side of her face and like just having the time of her life.
Just like chatting
looking at her laptop.
Chatting on Chatterbait and talking to.
She's on 4chan trolling libs. Number 8, save the planet.
I'm one fucking person. Give me a break.
Save the planet. Someone get President Biden on the phone. Get Biden. Hello, White House. I need to speak immediately with President Joseph Gordon Biden. I need you to save the planet to beat the heat. Sounds like a lot to ask for, right? But you can keep those temperatures down and help the planet at the same time. Turn off your lights and keep the oven at bay. Your home is less likely to heat up from within if you steer away from these electronic appliances. Did you know that's all it takes, Lola? Just turn off your lights and the planet's going to be just fine.
2 things. 2 questions. 1, keep the oven at bay. What is that? Don't use your oven. Just say don't use your oven.
Back
oven. And then the other thing
trying to cook my casseroles in this heat.
And it's 120 degrees today. None of this is going to cool me down. All right? Saving the planet,
gotta save the planet.
This is like a long-term solution.
Save the planet. This is like that thing. This is like, because remember when the planet got saved when we switched all the plastic straws out, the paper straws, and now the planet's just fine?
No, the planet has been saved.
It's your fault, Lilith.
The planet has been
saved.
It's
your fault that you left the lights on, that the planet's ruined.
The planet's been
your
saved.
Your fault. Turn off your lights.
The planet's been saved twice in modern times, and twice only.
Oh, good.
Live Aid. Queen's 20 Minutes set during Live Aid saved the world, and Hands Across America. Hands Across America saved the world.
That's right. Was that the We Are the World song?
No, Hands Across America was the thing where they literally tried to line people up from coast to coast and hold hands.
You do remember that?
Yeah, right.
I do kind of remember that.
I did not do that.
There was no song for that?
No.
What was We Are the World for?
That was We Are the World.
But there was a reason. There's a reason that song existed.
That was the famine in Ethiopia.
Oh yeah, okay. That tracks. Yeah. The timing is about that. Yeah. It was 1986 or something. I feel like mid 80s is when that was, and they got everyone sang on that record. And it was, I think Bob it charted. Dylan. I think Bob Dylan. It was like all the traveling Wilburys were there. Honestly, y'all look that up on Spotify and treat yourself. Treat yourself to what was likely a #1 hit in the world. There's a song called "We Are the World," and just type that in.
I mean, just imagine
this is how life was back in our time.
Instead of making a song, if all those rich artists had just donated money to help people who are starving.
Oh, come on. Could have
actually done something about the whole thing.
That's not how that works. And
anyway,
money never fixed anything.
If
save the planet, turn off your lights, keep your oven at bay.
If someone asks you a question about doing something now and your answer is put together a global coalition of governments to save the planet, that's not an answer. This is not a viable answer. This is dumb.
Yeah.
This is dumb.
Turn off your lights. That's the answer. Turn off your lights. Just chill to stay chill.
Shut up.
Life can get too hot to handle sometimes. Oh, that's a Black Crowes song. Copyright. TM. Sorry.
Actually, that's hard to handle. That's hard to handle, not hot to handle.
Too hot to handle sometimes. Too hard. Is it hard to handle?
It's hard to handle.
Dang.
Hey, little thing, let me light your candle.
Trying to get us shut down.
Yeah. I won't sing it. I won't sing the rest of it.
Too hard.
There you go.
I think I got it. I think I nailed it. Should I be on The Voice?
I mean, you and I should really work on our Black Crowes cover songs and do a Black Crowes cover concert. We should work on our
Black Crowes impressions.
Yeah.
Life can get too hot to handle sometimes. The best thing we can do during those times is to stay chill. Whenever you feel stressed, don't forget to take a moment to yourself. Actually, grab a whole evening to yourself whenever you can. Have you ever tried turning your home into a spa?
Yeah, but the masseuse I kidnapped eventually escaped, so.
I don't know why I didn't think of this. Why didn't I just turn my home into a spa? And this could go correlate with the other one of having a water fight inside. Like you could have the water fight and you could just dig a hole in your living room and you could make a little swimming pool in the middle of your house.
Yeah.
You could just have that. You could kidnap some people and have them put the cold compress on your face and do all the stuff, or just turn your home into a spa. Have you ever thought about that? Turning your home into a spa?
I've never thought about that. I do have a massage table just for me and a hot stone set. So, if I ever want a massage or a hot stone
you're probably closer than most to turning your head. Well,
but I would also say this.
But have you done it? Have you turned your home into a spa? Because that's all you got to do.
No.
That and save the planet.
Right. Drink champagne and sit in my robe. Yeah, I do that all the time. So let me say this,
the American way. Just take time off. Just relax.
Let me get this in here. This is the equivalent of telling someone who's upset to just calm down.
This is exactly that.
Second of all, did they airbrush tattoos onto this lady? Because those tattoos don't look real.
They don't, do they? They don't look real, but they could be real.
They could have hired me and given work to an honest-to-goodness trans girl who could use it, but instead, they just this lady who, I'll admit, she sits in a chair like a gay lady. That's how gay people sit in chairs. So maybe
that is how gay people sit in chairs. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, she's definitely giving out lesbian vibes. And if those tattoos were real, I'm here for it.
I think those tattoos are real.
Are they? They look. I don't know.
The neck tattoos and the chest tattoos look real to me.
I
like how she's got a tattoo of a pearl necklace. I think that's a nice. I actually like that a lot.
But that pearl necklace goes up behind her ears, not around her neck. That's weird.
Well, that's where her skin is. That's the idea that I have.
She doesn't have skin around her neck?
No, she doesn't have skin over here. She doesn't have any skin there. You have to go up this way. That's my idea of getting a tattoo of my face on a scale of 1 to 1.
You can here's the thing. You can just tell people you did it already. And they
like my new tattoo?
Just matched it up perfectly. That's perfect.
Freshen up with a fresh hairstyle. Is it time for a change? Switch things up by getting a haircut. Go short to double the benefits. Shorter hair will make you look cooler while keeping you cool at the same time. And don't forget to take care of your hair during the heat. Are you having a hot day? Just get your hair done.
Yes, cutting your long hair short will help keep you cool. You can't guarantee that it will make you look cool.
Oh, every time. Every time. That's why no one has long hair, Lilith. That's why I don't have long hair. That's why you don't have long hair, because it looks better to have short hair. Everyone wants short hair. People that have long hair just haven't thought of this.
I'm at this place now where I've grown out my hair long enough. I think I kind of want to cut it shorter just because it is incredibly warm. But also I like my long hair, so we'll see.
Oh, see, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem right there is I like it too.
I like my long hair.
Here's the thing is it takes a long time to grow your hair out. This is 5 years. Yeah. 4 years, 4.5 years of me growing my hair.
Really?
Cutting it takes an hour. And then it's just fucking gone. There's nothing you can do.
This is only 3 years.
I know.
This is only 3 years for me, and I started from completely bald.
I had it pretty short.
I went through a phase where I was shaving my hair completely. It looked pretty hot, but also was not doing. It was a lot of work. Being completely bald is a lot of work. You have to do that shit every day, and if you forget 3 days, it's going to take you eight razors to cut through because it's just gonna get jammed up because the hair's too long. So
I have this inherent fear that my head's very lumpy. That would look good. Also, I'm just not into that whole look. It's just never worked for me. I thought to see that you weren't beautiful. I'm sure you were, but I was
gonna send you a picture of it, but now I'm afraid you're gonna blast me. So. Have you tried
essential oils?
You look like a Spider-Man villain. No, I have a cat. I can't have essential oils around with my cat because if you put it in the air...
Try essential oils, Lilith.
No, it's going to kill my cat.
Focus on the oils that contain menthol because it has cooling properties. Minty oils like peppermint or spearmint will do the trick. Use them with a diffuser at home or add them to your body mist when you're on the go. Well, your body mist. Just add them to your body mist.
It sounds like I could get the same benefits by smoking a carton of Newports and chewing some gum.
Have you tried menthol cigarettes? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Have you tried that? Try Dr. Bronner's mint soap. Just slather it on ya.
No,
just toothpaste. Just have you tried putting toothpaste under your arms?
I mean, as much as you're thinking about like, okay, maybe this is legitimate. As soon as someone tries to present something as legitimate, as soon as they bring up essential oils, it's like, oh.
That's why I left this one in here. It just made me think of Gwyneth Paltrow.
This is made up. Okay.
Like,
are you feeling
essential
hot?
oils?
Are you feeling hot?
Even the name sounds like a scam.
Yeah, like when they called everyone essential workers so they couldn't take off during COVID, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Or it's like they were selling snake oil, but then they had to change it. No, they're essential oil. This oil's essential. You don't the essential oil.
This is colloidal silver or whatever.
Mentally escape the heat. Do you like Christmas movies? They might help cool you off. Watching winter-themed movies or reading winter-themed books evokes our memories of the cold, ice, and snow. This tricks our mind into cooling us down. Dig up old family photos and reminisce about the good old days when you were freezing. Watch a Christmas movie, Lilith. Are you too hot? Watch a Christmas. Bust out Jingle All the Way.
You know what? You pick the one Christmas movie that I would watch.
I'm so hot. Oh, Frozen 2's on? Oh, thank God. Oh, it's so much better. Oh, Elsa. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
I forgot I was hot because now I'm too cold because I'm watching Die Hard 2. And it's just there's snow everywhere in the Dulles airport.
Here's the thing. Let's take this further. Say it's like super hot, but you also are poor and you haven't eaten in a while. You pop in the movie Alive, okay? And they crash in those mountains and it's freezing, and then they start eating each other, and now you're not hungry anymore either.
Now you're full and cold.
Yeah.
It's hot and you're hungry, but you watch Alive, and now you're full and cold.
And it's amazing.
I can taste the human flesh.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, yeah, wow, thank God. Yeah, that's what I do.
This is dumber than essential oils.
Whenever I can't make my rent, I just watch Slumdog Millionaire. Then I'm rich.
I always watch Rent, and then I don't have to worry about paying the rent because the landlord's a capitalist asshole.
Because you killed yourself from how bad that fucking movie is.
You're only supposed to think that. You're not allowed to say it. I know Amanda just said that the movie was also, but I just want to confirm that the play is also awful.
Sound meditation. Here's another trick you can play on your mind to cool off.
Okay.
Tune into the sounds of nature. Crank up those ocean waves. Listen to a thunderstorm or fall asleep to the sound of rainfall. These are guaranteed to bring back chill vibes and cooling feels.
Yeah, you know what I love to do when it's 120 degrees out? Go get my blanket and sit in the park.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just sit in a field. Just sit in a field. Just sit
find
outside.
The hottest place you can. And this lady,
and listen to the ocean.
How is she
cranking? To the ocean.
How is she cranking up sounds? She's out there by herself.
She's just sitting there, with her fake yoga pose that no one does.
Also, mind you, if you still have your fan from the suggestion number 5, you could just take your fan to whatever room you're in and turn it on. And that will keep you cool.
You turn that on, and also, like, if you hold up a seashell to your ear, then you'll hear the ocean, and then that'll cool you down. And also, like, but the problem is, you got to turn off your lights. You got to turn off your lights to save the planet. So this doesn't work. You can't crank up the sounds. Turn up those nature sounds. Turn them up.
I can't believe we're to 19 already, and they haven't talked about setting up a Coleman tent in your fridge and just opening it to the open fridge and just living with your refrigerator open into the Coleman tent that you're living in.
Yeah, that's like what Homer Simpson did.
Done and done. Done.
Done is right. We are done. But that's how you beat the heat, folks. That's how you do it.
And I hope you enjoyed my suggestions in there. Another one, if it really is global warming, we just attach rockets to the world, and we launch ourselves, a
little farther from the sun.
A mile further from the sun, and we're done.
Yeah, it's just like that episode of Futurama.
Hey, I'm going to say this. You know what? We've updated our email. We've left the past in the past, and we started fresh. New email, BeingTransPodcast@gmail.com. You want to jump in and look at some questions. You can also email us at that address, BeingTransPodcast@gmail.com. Email us questions that you want to talk about. What advice do you want from us? I'd be happy to help. This first question is not a question, it's a little vent, but it's something that I feel like I dealt with and annoyed me, and I think some younger trans babies might be going through it, and it might be helpful as just talk about how to handle it. So, boom. I am sick of hearing how surprised everyone is that I'm trans. I'm almost 30 and am in the process of gradually coming out as male to female. The vast majority of people to whom I've come out to so far have been positively astonished when I've told them I'm trans. I keep hearing that people who learned through the grapevine have consistently expressed shock as well, saying things like how they never saw even a whiff of that. I get it. I'm a skilled actress. If anything, I should just take these reactions as a sign of that and no more. But I can't help but feel hurt deep down inside. It's such a small thing, and I know it's silly, but it lends itself to this gnawing feeling that if I were really trans, people would have known, or at least not acted like my actually being a woman was miraculous to the point of incredulity. It especially stings coming from my own family and other people I've spent so much of my life around. In any case, it certainly doesn't make me feel feminine and validated. Have any of you gone through this too? Did it get any easier with time? Any thoughts or support are much appreciated.
So I had a somewhat similar experience. Like, I wasn't the world's most when I was presenting Mask, I wasn't the world's manliest man. I was not. Yeah. But I wasn't overtly like no one knew. Yeah. But that's because that's what being in the closet's just all about. Yes, the whole point is that's what it is like you really don't want people to know, so you hide it and you do all these things and you come up with all these methods to disguise your transness so no one figures it out. You don't get beat up and hurt and made fun of, or all the things that you're afraid of happening that sometimes do happen. And so for me, I was never hurt by it. I always kind of took it as that's because I was good at it. I was good at hiding it. That's what I always took it as. I always took it as a compliment. But I could see how that could be well, you really didn't see it at all, really. But to just abridge this, question asker had a second part to that was, does it get any better? And the answer is yes.
Everything always gets better.
Yeah, everything gets way better. The beginning stages are the hardest, and I don't know if she mentioned that. It sounds like she's just in the process of coming out, so she may or may not have even started HRT yet, if she's going to. But that first, if you do start HRT, the first year is rough, and I can't say what it will do for you, but what it did for me was I was incredibly sensitive about every aspect of everything. And I also and it was things that didn't bother me before I'd started. So before I started HRT, I was I was ambivalent about a lot of things like gendering and all that stuff. But 3 months in, I was don't you dare misgender me. It's the worst. I'll come down to you and shot lightning bolts out of my finger, and was really, I was pretty shitty around it actually. And all of that balances out. Mm-hmm. And that storm calms way down after about a year, but you are going to go through a year of some tumultuous shit. Yeah. And it is good. There are all sorts of things. So if you think that's the thing that bothers you, it may be, you're going to find out that there will be other things that tremendously bother you. And my advice, if it's worth anything, because it's kind of that advice that a mom gives you that is well, you don't know what you're talking about. This doesn't help me now. But it's you just got to ride it out. Eventually all that stuff is going to calm down, and it just does get way better with time.
Yeah. I did have a few people say this to me, and my response is always well, what? Yeah. What did you expect? What I would say if someone really said that to you, and what would signs would you be looking for that would make you think that I was trans? There's like, that's the point. Like you said, you're in the closet. Like, yeah, I don't want people to know this. I'm not ready for people to know this. I don't even really know how I'm going to handle this. It's not like I advertise to people. But yeah, these people, they don't know. Like, all right, if what did I look? What does a trans person at 18 in 1988 look like? Like, you don't fucking know. Like, what do you mean? Like, I've known you since high school and never saw any of this. It's like, yeah, well, in high school, this wasn't even really possible for someone that age. You know, like, that'd be like if it turned out that your brother-in-law cheated on his wife, would you be like, I never saw this coming? It's like, well, of course not.
Yeah,
He's not.
Does
he walk around
you
with
don't
like,
look like someone, you don't look like an adulterer.
You don't look like someone who would cheat on his wife. And it's just like, yeah, don't let it gnaw at you that you're not really trans. Like,
that's super important.
Yeah, that's super important. It's just like, just because people didn't see, like again, what did that person want to see? Oh, you didn't walk with your hand like this before you came out. That shows that you're trans, or whatever signal they're looking for. It's just like, you are really trans, and yes, you kept it secret because, one, you didn't know how people would react, and it's a very weird time to be living in to come out as trans. Two, you probably were processing this your whole time as well, and like we talk about all the time, you have these freaking brain things where like hard. Your brain is working overtime to make sure that people don't know about this. So
even if you aren't aware of it, like that's part of it too, is like you're conditioned from birth to like behave in a certain way. And like to behave in a certain manner, and like, and that shit runs deep. That conditioning runs deep, and like, and it's hard to overcome, especially the older you get. To circle around what Lilith just said, like, no one's not trans. That's trans. Like, if you think you're trans and you come out as trans, there's no criteria, there's no checklist, there's no qualifications. If you're trans and you feel trans, you are trans, and that's the fucking beginning and the end of it. Like, and anyone, you don't have to behave in a certain way, you don't have to look a certain way, you don't have to talk a certain way, you don't have to like certain things. Like, you can be trans as fuck and still like want to do, you know, quote unquote manly shit. Like, you can still want to like run a jackhammer, or like, I don't know, tear down a wall with a sledgehammer. Like, you know,
go to WrestleMania, all that sport. Stuff.
Like, I don't know I don't know what men do. Like, shoot a gun. Women do all that stuff too.
Trans women should be shooting guns, by the way.
Oh, trans women should be shooting.
You should get trained for that.
We should all get firearms training for sure. I'm going to bring this up too, because I think this comes up a little bit, is try not to put too much stock in what cis people have to say about the trans experience. They don't know fucking jack shit about it, especially your family who you just told, who just find out.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, is you've known about this for a lot longer than anyone else in the world. And so you've had as long as you were conscious of it to kind of prepare and like think about it and deal with it. But when you come out and you tell someone for the first time, that's the first time people build up a lifetime of knowing somebody. And with a few exceptions, they're like, I don't think anyone thinks, I wonder if they're trans. Like, that's not really a thing that comes up a lot. Like, there are sometimes, like, I have met people that like when they did come out as trans or gay, that I was like, yeah, of course. You know, there are some people that kind of don't hide it at all, and like are that, and they tend to come out earlier. But that, just because that's not, you don't fit that description, doesn't mean you're any less trans, at all. And like, just don't let that be. Don't let cis people decide what the metrics are.
Never let other people's conversations make you feel less valid, whether they're trans people or cis people. They get trans weirdos out here too, who are all like gatekeeping and shit. If you ever start medication and you feel like you're trans, you're trans. If you never have surgery,
year ahead of you. This is not a thing you need to worry about. There's going to be plenty of things that come up in the next year that are going to be hard and actual legitimate challenges. And this is not one that should occupy any of your mental, any of your data space or whatever, any of your mental capacity.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah, doesn't matter. But that's the human reaction too. It's like no one's gonna ever behave like you predict. Like I think everyone does this with any sort of big news, or like I know I did. Like when I came out, I like had like I decided to do it, and I like kind of like I got the ball rolling, but I had about 8.5 hours from the time I announced that I was gonna do it to the time that I actually had to do it, and I had that time to stew, and like my head just went to like my psyche went to just the worst place possible, and you play out all these scenarios of like I'm gonna say this and they're gonna respond like this, and then what do I say when they say that, and then you do this and you have this back and forth and you have all these expectations, and like it's never works out that way, and it's always stupid. And like, so whenever you tell somebody something or drop some truth bomb or whatever it is, people never react like you think they're going to, and it's always dumber and it's always less impactful than you think.
You got this whole argument, they're going to say this and I'm going to come back with
this. I didn't see it coming.
And then you tell them and they're like,
what do you want for lunch?
They're like, oh, okay. You're like, yeah, right. You're like, yeah, I know, I said okay. Yeah, you damn right you did. It's like, why are you so worked up? I'm on your side. Sorry.
I had to come clean here. I gotta close this because I've got the photo open from the cool keep yourself cool bit, and like it was the girl in the yoga position. I'm just looking at her face and I was just getting angrier and angrier. It was just an annoying photo. It's like, God, that lady is punchable.
Yeah. All right. That's a great end to that question. You're like, let's not, we're going to keep going. Let's just find a weird end to it. So we can just go right into the second question if you want.
Let's go into our second question.
Let's go into the second question.
Dive in.
Yeah, we'll dive in. Right, love? All right. Has anyone else always been an outcast to men, or in general, even before transitioning? So, I've been on E for about 3 weeks now. Pretty fun, but it's also been a time of deep introspection and putting my life into context. I realize that I've pretty much always been excluded in typical male activities, even when I tried to be a part of them. I've always been shy, but I remember a ton of other shy kids getting forced into roughhousing, but for some reason, I was always treated like I was frailer, ? Like they can't touch me too much or I'll break, but I'm still treated this way to this day. I remember one time I was playing Smash Bros. In my school's Smash Club. Yeah, we had one. And whenever I got up to play, everyone would go quiet. And when I got excited about things, no one else did when it was warranted, like me winning a match. This happens with pretty much everything I do in person now. It's really strange. I've been pretty much excluded socially everywhere I go as well. I'm good at making jokes, and people do like me because I have a nice layer of silliness and kindness, but they never include me in things. I have no in real life friends here in the South as well. People just sort of avoid me as well, ? This was even before transitioning. At work, at the store, walking around the park, people keep their distance. I'm okay looking, very average. My life has been such a struggle socially, it's insane, and has definitely taken its toll on me mentally. I know I'm not like entitled to have friends or people just fall all over me and be friends and take me to dinner, but I don't even get treated with the bare minimum. I wonder if there's some innate thing about me that other people can sense socially that I was not the same. But if they can, it was definitely because I'm trans. I'm also neurodivergent, ADHD, so that might also be a factor. Truthfully, I can be a bit of a weirdo sometimes. I've done cringe things in the past, but I feel like other people get a chance, it just passes, and everything's back to normal. Some things that have changed since I started E, though, that have been fun is that guys help me more out of nowhere, like help me move boxes, lift, grab stuff for me, make things easier for me. It's neat. I've definitely caught some guys staring at my ass as well. Thank you for reading. Hope you guys stay safe.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about that.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That is a lot. That's a lot of stuff. Couple things. Congratulations. One, good on you. And I want to focus on good parts at first because I love all that same stuff. Like one of my favorite parts about transitioning was like how right away, I don't know if it was as fast as 3 weeks, but like it was like, it wasn't long into starting E that like men started treating me differently, like, and then like strangers. And I think it's just pheromones. I think it's like what you put out there, like what your body's like, the pheromones that your body's putting out. But I definitely noticed it like right away, and I liked it so much more. Like, men opening doors for me and offering to help carry stuff and like do things, and it's like, yes. And it threw me off at first. Like, it was like, because I was used to like opening doors for other people, and then so when like people started doing it for me, it was like, what? Oh, okay, that's right. I just go now. But to the social thing, you mentioned a couple things. One I noticed was that you're in the South, and that could be a factor. Not everywhere. It depends where you are in the South, because like I like, there's plenty of good places in the South and plenty of good people in the South. In fact, most places are good and most people are good. But if it's something you're doing, if you're wondering about that, the answer is almost certainly yes. And because the thing is if you put out awkward vibes and you put out standoffish, like, I don't know, it's like, why are people treating me weird? Why are people treating me weird? And you end up putting out that vibe into the world. That's the vibe that you get back. So if you're not comfortable with yourself, then people aren't going to be comfortable around you. And it's sad that that's the way things are, because it's like, it's this like kind of snowball effect. It's a vicious circle, but it really is. The way to break that is to stop being so uptight. And an easy thing to say. And I'm not trying to put this all on you, but it really is that sort of thing. If you're giving off weirdo vibes, people are going to pick up on them. As a certified unpopular weirdo kid who now lives in the South, it sounds like there's some things you say that I think, you might still be carrying some of that stuff with you. So yeah, exactly. You might have been a weirdo in the past, and I say that because you use it here. But the people who you meet now, they don't know about your past, but you carry that, and that's something I always have to tell myself. Like, before I transitioned, like, I carried a lot of stuff on my brain. I acted out in ways that I'm not necessarily proud of now, but also every moment is a chance for me to be be who I am and be this different person. And if you go into a situation carrying all this stuff from your past that, I've always had trouble making friends, I've always been a weirdo, people have never accepted me, you're still bringing that energy with you. Exactly. And so, and I'm still today, like, I'm happy with myself. I love myself. I live in the rural South. We've all got baggage, and I don't care about making friends in the area around me. I have friends in Richmond, which is about 40 miles north here. I don't really get to Richmond very much. I'm kind of comfortable. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm comfortable just being by myself. And, that's probably some stuff that, like, those are habits I learned when I was a kid. I think that's being older, too. This is probably someone that's younger and in that area where that part of their... if I'm guessing right, it sounds like late teens, early 20s, right at that time where being social is actually pretty fucking important. And and I would say, like, what Lilith said about that is exactly right. Is like, they don't know your past, and what you carry, like what you bring to the table, is what people reciprocate against. People pick up on vibes even if they aren't aware of it. The other thing is being trans comes with baggage. Like, it is a petri dish for emotional baggage and emotional problems and neuroses. And so the fact that you came out and started HRT, just simply doing that is actually gonna solve a lot of these problems, because like, what you do is, by coming out, like, you allow yourself to behave in a manner that's true to yourself. And if you're not able to do that when you're in the closet, you're not able to be honest with yourself even. And so, like, you do give off, there's nothing you can do about that. When you are fundamentally being dishonest about your true nature, you are putting that vibe out, whether you mean to or not. You can't not do it, and people do pick up on it. And so you'll find that as you're more comfortable with, like, your body, your your psyche, and you're more free to express yourself as in an authentic manner, that people are going to warm up to that, and they are going to be more reciprocative, and they are going to come at you, and they are going to be more inspired and attracted to you. That's the nature of being authentic. And you don't have to carry any of your old baggage with you. A lot of the things that trans people do, and I'm not saying that you have to do this, but you definitely have the option to do this. A lot of people just kind of use transitioning and coming out as a chance to hit the old reset button on life. And it's like, I'm this new person. They change their name, they change their look, they change their appearance, they move to a new place, they get a new job. They do other things, like a lot of people just make new friends, get rid of their old. I'm not saying you should do this. There's merit to both, but it's not unheard of, and there's a reason for it. There's an old adage, I don't remember who said it, but if the people that are around you don't appreciate you, then you need to surround yourself with people that do. And so sometimes it is a matter of picking up and leaving. If you're in a place where people don't get you and you don't get them, then get out of there and go somewhere else. And that's easier said than done. You might not be, it's not always easy to just pick up and leave, but it might be one of those things where it's jump into some forums and find out where people are. Now's never been a better time than to leave the South. It really isn't. And so I mean, I would consider that as an option too. You sound like you're young, and these are the times of your life where it's you're already making a gigantic, monumental life change. You might as well
stack it up
and do it all and get it all,
or at least just a little thing is we always talk about this, trans support groups in your area. Or online trans support groups, and just meet people who might be going through some similar things. But yeah, for me, just reading what you're saying here is I get all these things. I was there, but I also feel like it's your opportunity now when you meet new people to be your best self and your most authentic self, and don't just let that past go. And like I said, that's easier said than done. It's I tell people try not to live with regrets, and it's easier said than done, because
it's always easier said than done. But that's the rub, is you just gotta do it.
Well, it's what's the old thing where it's if
there's no other way to do it.
The only person who remembers all the stupid shit you did in high school is you. So.
But that's the thing, is it is really it sounds real easy, and it sounds it's when your parents say, well, just don't let it bother you. It's okay. that really is, but that really is the answer. And that's the thing, is it sounds well, shut up, Mom, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not dealing with it. It's well, no, but she did. And
her mom told her not to deal with it, not just to ignore
it. And that's the thing, but you really is. It's self-confidence is the gift you give yourself. It's you really just decide to be it, and that's how you are, and that's how it works. And I wish there was more to it than that, but there's really not. You really just make up your mind, and then you're that. And it is kind of magic in that way.
There's not a pill or an easy solution, but one thing to do is to click like and subscribe on our podcast.
I'll do it.
Have a daily chat, a weekly chat session every Monday. Just come in, sit here, and have a chat session with us about all these kinds of things. And you're gonna be an amazing. Like I said, forgive yourself. I think there's a lot of that too. And if when you were younger, like you say in school, man, kids in school are stupid too. It's like a mob mentality, or like an uncivilized mentality, where it's just they all cluster around the popular kids, and they all go the way they think. It's all about being popular. So how people treat you in high school or in grade school, none of that matters. You're an adult now. You be yourself, be confident in yourself, and just don't just realize that you don't have to carry all that with you. But you're also in the South, so best of luck. Like I said, I'm down here. I'm in Virginia, so I'm not in the deep South. I'm kind of in a purplish state, but it's still, you never know what kind of weirdos you're going to run into.
You're in the red part of that purple state.
I am in the red part of that purple state. You're right. So yeah, forgive yourself. Be your new best self. Don't let your past hold you back. Don't, we can all be kind of a weirdo sometimes. And when you do something weird,
it's a good thing.
Yeah. When you do something weird, like if it was like embarrassing, it's really all about how you play it off. You do something stupid and everyone kind of laughs at you and you kind of laugh too, because let's be honest, I do this all the time. I did something stupid and it was kind of funny and I accept that. If I internalize it and take it home and I go home and like, I did something stupid and everyone laughed at me, I'm gonna have a different reaction.
We all do that, but like you try not to. It's like
I don't do anything stupid anymore, so I don't.
Well, there it is. That's it. Lilith is fucking perfect.
Thank you. I've been waiting for 30-some episodes for you to finally admit that.
You're in our 40s.
Oh my God, really? It's amazing.
Oh yeah, we're deep into the 40s with this one.
I think you should really. Which one this is. Like 40, should really 44, make sure you 45. Know when 50 is, so we can have a 50th episode spectacular.
50th episode spectacular.
Yeah, we'll have Pickles.
That's premature.
We'll have Pickles.
I feel like a 1 year is good.
That's like 52 then. That's like 2 later.
I think that's. I don't know. Yeah, it is 52. Started in October, right?
Yeah. 50 is too soon. 52 is where it's at.
52, a 52nd anniversary. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Sure, we can do a 50th.
No, forget it. Forget it. I don't want to be a part of it anymore.
No, I think we need to now. But it's not like, but that's not even a whole year. I mean, that's like when you're in a bad relationship and you're a youngster and you're like, oh, it's our 6-week anniversary. It's nothing. That you just said words that don't make any sense.
I mean, if we're going to talk about anything, I hit my 23rd anniversary. And looking back, it really wasn't anything either. So, if we're being honest, the past doesn't matter. What we should have.
It's even real.
We should have on our 50th show. We should have an anniversary for our 500th show.
Sure, why not? That all makes sense to me. It all tracks.
We're a tenth of the way there.
Tenth of the way to the 500. Yeah. I like that better.
Yeah, we're looking forward. We're not looking backwards.
We're looking forward.
And that's what I want to tell this person. Obama. This person who's at this beautiful person.
That's why we didn't arrest George Bush and Dick Cheney for war crimes. We're going forward, not back.
All right, you're getting us away from this person. We want this person to look forward, not back. All right? There. That's our advice. Look forward, not back. You're going to be amazing. It's been 3 weeks too, so you might be already having your first period and struggling right now. So you will get used to that as well.
Yeah, you're going through a rough patch, but it's going to get better. And
it's going to get amazing.
I'd say just be true to yourself. And
oh my God, these are really.
That's it.
These are really third week thoughts too. Your first period, you're getting you're getting really emotional. And
that's the other thing.
Yeah.
You literally just had your first period and probably no one told you.
And these are the first thoughts you're having.
Oh, yeah. No one likes me. No one likes me.
Everyone likes you.
I'm sorry to make fun. But there's a very good chance. We all went through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just started E and then 3 weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks is right when it hits.
If you're listening and we nailed that, email us at BeingTransPodcast@gmail.com and let us know. Mm-hmm. And I would love to hear the follow-up. And I'm like,
tell us about your first period.
Yeah. Or if it's this person, tell us how you're doing after your first period, and if you kind of took a deep breath and recentered and were able to move forward. Y'all, first of all, we helped so much this week. Not only with helping with, being trans and questions and conflicts, but also with this heat wave we're going through. We help people stay cool.
We're gonna beat it. We're gonna beat it by saving the earth.
And pickle sales are going through the roof this week.
Through the roof, invest in pickles.
Yeah.
Sell your Dogecoin. Put it in pickles.
Yeah, put it all in pickles. Get a roller and it's still cold. Oh.
Don't sell your crypto. Buy the crypto. It's gonna go up.
Shut up.
I'm serious. It's exploding.
Stop. Don't give people bad advice.
That's good advice.
It's not good advice.
Get another dollar. The dollar's going to tank. Crypto.
Bored 8 Yacht Club. Do you have your Bored 8 Yacht Club NFT?
It's not the same thing. I got no NFTs. Just the ones we sell on legitnft.horse. Get your NFTs.
Do you have that up yet?
No.
Then you can't tell people to go there and shop there.
I can't because I'm planting that seed. It's going to grow into a robust digital tree.
Have you already bought the domain?
I haven't even bought it.
Oh, all these tech trans girls are going to beat us to it.
Yeah, that's fine. It'll still be funny.
It will be very funny. So, y'all, thank you for joining us. We love each and every one of you. We want nothing but the best for you. We hope you have an amazing week. We hope that if you have a question or a comment, we helped you. Here's how we can improve the podcast. You have a question you'd like us to answer. BeingTransPodcast@gmail.com.
We would love to hear from you.
We would love to hear from you. For everyone who stuck with us through the non-positive SEO ruining name of the podcast originally, thank you for sticking with us. And for all our new listeners, welcome.
Welcome aboard. Yeah. Welcome aboard.
Yeah. So y'all have an amazing week. We'll talk to you next Monday. Amanda, as always, I love you, and you get cuter every time I see you.
Thanks for that. You too. Welcome aboard the Good Chip Trans. Toot, toot.
All right, y'all. Have an amazing week. Bye.